head on straight. You got to start thinking logically. You got to start using your faculties and understand, I've already crossed the point of no return. If I turn around, I know I'm not going to make it. So I got to have faith. I got to have fear. Even though I got this fear, it's got to catapult me to keep on going. And in life, there are going to be some situations that will come your way. I wish I could tell you you're never going to have any fears. I wish I could tell you there are never going to be any challenges. But that would be a lie from the pit of hell. But when these things come, and even when fears come, you remember this message. And God is speaking to some of you. You've already crossed the point of no return. You can't turn back. What are you turning back to? You're going to turn back into a world of sin? The devil is a liar. You got to just keep on going. Because the same God that brought you this far, he's not going to let you perish. If he brought you to it, he'll carry you through it. So don't let your fears put you into a place of unbelief. Fear sometimes has to be that platform that you'll just leap from. You just leap. You just leap. I can't go back. If I go back, I know I'm not going to make it, so I just got to keep on going. People have asked me, because I do a pretty good job of hiding my fears. I really do. I do a pretty good job of hiding my fears. But there are things sometimes that really do scare me. I just don't let most people know it. There are a few things that scare me. But even when something scares me, I'm the kind of guy like this. I'm going to go back and I'm not going to let it whip me. So good to see Elder Scott here today. I'll never forget, he was teaching me how to ride a motorcycle. And I didn't have the proper respect for that motorcycle. That thing, I didn't fear it at first. I just did not have respect for it. And when I got on it and got my balance, I immediately, because I'm a daredevil, I gunned it. I mean, I got to going, man, about 100 miles per hour. And boy, and I flew around and lost control of that thing. And woo-wee, it flipped me. And my God. After that, I respected it. But after I got rid of all the pain, first call I made was, Scott, I got to go do it one more time. And he was like, for real? I said, I just got to. I said, because if I don't do it, I'll be afraid to get on one the rest of my life. I said, I got to go do it. I just got to do it. I can't let this fear control me. You ain't got to clap, but that's how I process life. Because there are things that will happen that will scare you halfway to death. But most of you, when you get scared, you stop. But I'm here to tell you, when you get scared, that's when you need to really start. It's a tough crowd today. Tough crowd. But I'm going to preach it anyway. Because too many of you are bound by unbelief. You're allowing fear to steer you into unbelief. They had experienced, these disciples. Jesus had given them power. And then Elder Stanley, they had also experienced some success in casting demons out prior to this. Now, we read from Mark chapter 6 and verse 7, where Jesus called all of them together, sent them out 2 by 2, gave them power over unclean spirits. Now, skip down to verse 13, Mark chapter 6, verse 13. And what you're going to see there is these same guys, they cast out many devils and anointed with oil many that were sick and healed them. Okay? Now look at this scenario. You got guys, Jesus had given them power, Evangelist Burrell, Sister McCrae. They've actually utilized this power. They've been successful. They've had success at it. But it was something about this boy that was unlike any demon they had ever seen in their life. This boy. I can identify with him. Another scary moment in my life. Prior to me going to Kenya my first time, we were in the old facility at that time, and I was doing a Bible study that night. And doing this Bible study, I was doing a Bible study about demons and stuff. And lo and behold, this woman came walking up in there, tried to turn that Bible study out. And by the grace of God, we were able to cast the spirit out of it, this, that, and the other. But I never forgot what she said. That spirit said, "My name is Beaculous." And I'm like, what in the world, Beaculous? You know? And she said, "But my name is Beaculous." And you know what happened to me in Kenya in 2002? When I got to Kenya, a lady came in that service. She got to sliding on the floor like a snake. I get down there to praying for her. Now, this lady didn't even know English. We were out in the bushes. But that spirit spoke in English to me and said, "I'm Beaculous. You cast me out in America, but you're not going to cast me out in Kenya." And I got to tell you the truth. I'm sitting down on that floor. The same name. And I'm all the way on the other side of the world. I'm like, what in the world is going on? I don't need to be sitting here telling you, "Oh, it didn't rattle me at all." Yes, it did. It scared the life out of me. Same name, same spirit, same voice. The same voice that spoke over there in that old building was the same voice, same dialect, speaking across the world. It like that scared me to death. I wanted to jump up and just take off running. That's what I wanted to do, but I had to think about it. I had to get myself together. And I had to remember, if I was successful casting the spirit out in America, the same God that was with me in America was with me in Kenya. You can't stop. And I'm trying to move on, but I can't seem to move from here. I just feel in the spirit someone has allowed fear to stop you. And now your fears have turned into unbelief. And now, because of the unbelief, you're walking around like a faithless person. These disciples, when they were confronted in this situation, the problem they had is they didn't believe that they could cast this particular spirit out. When they came to Jesus and asked him privately, "Why could we not cast it out?" Jesus told them it was because of your what? Unbelief. Your unbelief. Your unbelief. Because of your unbelief. And isn't it amazing how you'll have faith for one thing and you won't have faith for another thing? Some of you in here now, you have faith for healing, but you don't believe God can pay your bills. Some of you had faith and you were able to relocate and you moved to a new state just on faith. And then you don't believe that God can heal your body. Some of you had faith to believe God to save your soul, which is the greatest miracle. But you don't believe God can put some money in your pocket. It's because you got faith in one thing, but you don't have faith in the other. So Jesus made sure they understood it was because of your unbelief. Over in Matthew chapter 17, verse 20.